Alright, and we're back. This time we're gonna look at the second theme, which is a more like Hollywood-ish soaring string theme with some horns and some fluttering woodwind runs and all that good stuff. So let's just listen to it and see what we got going here. So that's the second orchestration of the same material. Now, before we move on, let's again just revisit this piano track here. So here we see we got the melody, the counter melody, so those are basically the three elements that we have going in this orchestration too. So let me pick out some of the main ones, and let's see here. I'm gonna take that one here, the bass, and yeah, let me open that, and you will see that this looks a little bit messy right now, but oh wait, I know why. Let me find a better way to present this information. Here we go. That's way better. Now, what we have here, you can see that we have the melody on top, just looking just like usual. We got the root notes here, which is just the same old thing. We also got the melody under, one octave under the other melody, which is the part that's looking slightly messy here. If I just for one moment take this away, you can see that we have just a melody and octaves going on. We have them in some strings, in cello. I think I even got another octave here, actually, if I'm going for it. Yeah, so we have 3 octaves of melody. Right. And then in the horn, we have the counter melody. But as you already know, at this point, this is strings and this is a horn. So we have both a separation in tone color. These are moving at a different rhythm. The counter melody is moving while this melody is not, and the other way around. So those two things, the fact that it's a different tone color and it's moving while the other one is resting, makes them separated even though they are overlapping in range. What's also helping is that the counter melody is only existing in this kind of range, while the melodies are reinforced in several octaves. So you can kind of, that's also affecting everything, so the counter melody is sounding more separated too, because the melody is not only here, it's also here and here, reinforcing the melody. So those are the same 3 main elements that we have got going. In addition, I've been adding some woodwind runs that exist in the top range here between the 2 final octaves of the melody. But as you can see, this is a totally different rhythm. These are in woodwind, so it's a totally different tone color. You got a totally different articulations. These are like super fast runs up and down compared to these long sweeping melody lines. And yeah, you get the idea. So all of these elements are pretty much the same as they have always been, except for these woodwind runs, which I just added because of the extra texture they add to these themes, and they're kind of famous, you know, in this John Williams-y film score orchestration. So I decided to just throw them in here as well to show you how to do that. So here you have all the main elements of this orchestration. Let's just play it. So there you get basically the bread and butter of what's going on in this orchestration. Now, let's just dive in and look a little bit closer. Let's isolate the strings and see what all the strings are playing. So this is not looking too shabby. We got the root notes down here, doubled in octaves, it seems, most of the time. Yeah, it seems to be being a recurring theme here. And then we got some chords That's I think I just borrowed from the old atmospheric orchestration just to add some more of that warmth in there. And you can see that that is slightly just, you know, blending with the low end of the melody, but that's okay because it sounds good, and that's the most important part. It's not like I see this and I think, oh, I can't do that. As long as it sounds good, it's okay, even if you're like slightly breaking the rules. Most important thing is that it sounds good, which it does to my ears at least. So we have a little bit of some chords and like the low strings, nothing too extreme. Then we got the root notes, and we have 3 layers of melodies and octaves. So that's everything that's going on in the strings. Nothing too crazy. Now let's move over to the brass. Just gonna shorten this. This is a little mistake I did, because you want to leave some breathing pauses, as I've been talking about. Just actually take these away. There we go. So here we have the root notes just in tubas, just kind of doubling the low strings, the double basses, and we got the counter melody in the horns. Nothing too extreme. Then we move down when we have the choirs. They're just like doubling the string melodies here. Just some light choirs there, just to add like some extra warmth to the melody. And then I just have some rolls in the cymbals here, and like a low bass. The same piano track as before, as well as the sub booms. And that's basically everything that's going on. There might be like a little pad just staying on the root note here, but that's pretty much it. So again, even if I've been making a bigger orchestration, like a bigger theme with strings and 3 octaves and that entire thing, it's still just the same old main elements. We have the melody, we have the counter melody, we have the harmony, which has not changed at all from the piano sketch. The only thing I've been adding here are these woodwind runs. Let's listen to that. Oh yeah, I also have the oboe doubling the melody I can hear here, because I like the way the oboe is kind of working together with the violins. But let me solo it for now. So I just have these arpeggios here that let me take this away. That just recorded. And they're not perfect. I just did literally just like super fast in like a minute, just trying to play these chords just super fast on a keyboard. But when I combine it with the strings, these are just following the exact same chords that we have in the harmony already. So there's nothing more fancy than that. But it sounds pretty nice when I combine it with the strings here. So that's like the 4th element that I've been adding in here. But I mean, this is gonna look like a mess, but if I open this master thing now, if I were to really dig deeply, I would only find traces of the melody, counter melody, harmony and chords, and these woodwind runs. There's nothing else. There's nothing extra in here. These are the only things. I've just been doubling them. So the melody is going over 3 octaves in strings together with the choirs and the oboe. The harmony is being taken care of by these string chords, the low basses, and the tuba, and I guess the low like root notes of the piano. and the counter melody is taken care of by these horns. And then we have the background textures / arpeggios taken care of by the flutes. So those are the 4 elements that we have in this orchestration. And these are all separated by range and tone color and articulation as usual. And when they are not like separated by range, as we saw in the horn counter melody and melody here, you see they're still separated in a way that makes everything sound good through, for example, rhythm and tone color. So that's the basics of this theme. Now it's time to move over to something a little bit more epic, and that's something we're going to cover in the next video. So I'll meet you guys on the other side.